Lots of fun and frolic in Chicago. That is a very well-known former Nittany Lion, Anthony Spice Adams, who will be a part of our BTN crew this year, hobnobbing with James Franklin a little earlier, trying to break Twitter. Not sure whether they actually succeeded in that. And then these guys were there involved in some serious high-level discussions. Brandon Bell, Nyeem, Wartman-White, and Brian Gaia all joining us here. A couple of the linebackers, and Brandon and Nyeem. Brian from that offensive line. Great to have all three of you guys here. How's the trip to Chicago been so far?
It's been good. It's been good. I had a nice flight and enjoying the sights.
All right. There's a lot to see here, but I know you guys are focused on football. This is a big year for Penn State. I mean, that's kind of the narrative that people are throwing out there, and I think I would agree with it, that the sanctions are passed now. James Franklin heading into his third year. You've had some really good recruiting classes, and now the question is Penn State ready to compete at the top of the East with Michigan State and Ohio State and Michigan? What do you think, Brian? What makes you optimistic that this is a team that could break through?
I think we're guaranteed to break through. I mean, we've been working so hard all summer, just grinding, off-season, winter, spring ball. We're ready to go into camp and see what we can do.
Nyeem?
Well, I just think, I don't really think we're trying to compete up to other people, trying to compete with Michigans, Michigan States, and everything. I really think it's just, for us, speaking for us, and for the rest of the team, I think we want more than just seven games, 8 games. I think we won the Big Ten championship. So, I just know, right now, we're focused on a major goal, but we're just moving on to camp, focus on us before we move on to Kent State.
Definitely jump on those guys back. I mean, there's no excuses anymore. You know, those teams have definitely been the top tier, and that's where they have the target on the back and everybody's shooting for them. And there's no reason why we can't beat those teams and be in Indianapolis at the end of the year.
What have you seen in, whether it's in spring ball or in some of the strength workouts that you guys have had leading up till now? What have you seen, and Brandon, I can start with you, that leads you to believe that you guys are ready to make that jump? Give me an example of, man, we're going to be right there.
I think confidence and the talent, and we just have to be able to translate, I guess, Monday through Thursday onto Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. And I think we have the talent and the leadership to do it.
How about you, Nyeem?
I would say just little changes in leadership and how people react and how when it comes to each other working. So say if someone's not putting in the work of a Big Ten championship, attitude, Gaia, for example, yo, pick it up, let's go. Or Brandon, I'm saying if everyone's not on the same page and rowing the boat in the same direction, someone's going to address it.
I think as a team, we've all taken ownership of our own responsibility to put that work in to take that next step to the Big Ten championship. I mean, we've implemented our own practices in the summer. Player run, we go out for an hour and a half. We do half line stuff, full team stuff. It's not full speed, but we're getting those speed reps that we need.
Brian, give me a sense of the new offense. Joe Moorhead comes in as an offensive lineman, this no-huddle, rapid-fire approach. This is a good thing or a bad thing?
I love it. I think the offensive line loves it. It allows us to really get on defense on their heels and attack, go after them. I mean, Coach Moorhead brings a lot of energy. Coach Limegrover does the same. I mean, I think we've all bought in, and I think we're ready to take that next step.
What's it going to look like? Give us a sense of what to expect from Penn State's offense.
Lots of points.
How about how you're going to get there?
I think it's that work we put in all summer and what we're going to put in for camp coming up in 2 weeks. So it's just taking those steps, not setting the bar too high each day. Just take it one day at a time and making those steps count. You mentioned Coach Limegrover, someone we're very familiar with, obviously, in this league from his time at Minnesota. Offensive line's been an issue. I mean, no bones about it, and there have been a lot of reasons why it's been an issue, and some of them well beyond your control. But now you're at a point where the numbers are where the numbers need to be. Give us a sense of what Coach Limegrover has done to get this offensive line to where you guys can compete among the better lines of the Big Ten. I think he's really breaking it down, just, little techniques. I mean, we do a lot of stuff, just 2 steps. Make sure those first 2 steps are perfect, whether it's a pass set, a run block. Just make sure you're really honed in on those details that make you a great player. How have you seen the rest of the offense adapt to the change in scheme? I mean, it fits our quarterback battle perfect. Trace and Tommy, both mobile guys. I mean, we have a great wide receiver core between Chris Godwin, Deshaun Hamilton, and Saeed, people like that. So our tight ends are also really freak athletes. So I think it just complements everyone well.
Change on your side of the ball, too. Coach Shoup moved on, so Brent Pry now the defensive coordinator. What has that meant? I mean, give us an idea of how things have changed defensively. And Nyeem, I can start with you.
I wouldn't say much change. It's going to be the same attitude, putting pressure on people and being aggressive. But I like it because now Coach Shoup is defensive coordinator, and if I want to expand on learning about the game plan and picking his mind on how he go about, like how he's going to call the game, I have Coach Pryor right there to my expense that I can talk to him about the game plan and just, get more out of him. So when it comes to game time, the linebackers and the defense are ready.
Well, this is going to be an outstanding linebacker crew. Where do you think the linebackers, in terms of the experience that you guys have, how can you help what is the challenging area for the defense, which is the group up front?
I think, like you said, with having the most experience pretty much in the defense as a whole, the guys are going to look to us, and we're going to try to keep them level-headed. And for the guys up front, keep pushing. It's going to be the first time a lot of those guys are getting real playing time. And just let them know that every play is going to be perfect, but to get back up and keep fighting the fight.
There were some household names up front there, no doubt about it. Guys like Nassib, who emerged, I think it's one of the great stories in all of college football. I mean, it really was just incredible. But obviously we know about Zettel and Johnson as well. These were big-time players. And now, as you say, these are the guys who are stepping up are guys with less experience. Who should we know about that we don't know about? Who are the next Zettels and Johnsons and Nassibs?
I guess on that note, the guys have seen those names, seen those guys do what they do, and that kind of gives them confidence to go out there and do it. But as a name, I'd say Kevin Givens is a guy that flashed a lot in the spring, and Robert Windsor. And definitely Garrett Sickles. We've seen him.
And we've seen him a little bit, right.
I think we'll see even better.
Would anyone you'd add to that list, Nyeem?
Just everyone. Everyone got their own little styles of how they play, and they bring their own, unique skills to the table. So got Curtis Cothran, who made the transition. Very athletic, playing the 3-tech. It's like a Zettel type. He can move well just like him. Obviously you got the ends like Torrance Browns, Evan Schwan. We got guys there who's going to get the job done. So, we're just waiting for the season so they can prove that to you guys.
You go head-to-head with this defensive line group. What do you think of how it compares to where you guys were last year?
I mean, losing Zettel and Austin's big, and Carl, but I think Evan Schwan stepping in Carl's spot and having Garrett Sickles as a leader out there. D-tackle-wise, Parker Cothran coming back. That guy's he's got experience. He's had some big plays in some big games. So people like Kevin Givens, that kid came on the spring, just impossible to move, and he's athletic. And, Curtis Cothran, the kid's massive now. Wait till people see him. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
Let's focus a little bit on the offense. You're going to have a new quarterback. We don't know precisely who it's going to be. Trace McSorley had the outstanding spring and certainly comes in with the experience, but he's in a little bit of a battle here. But either way, new QB, handicap those guys for us. Give us a sense of what he brings, what Tommy Stevens brings, and what we can expect from the quarterback spot.
Yeah, Trace had some experience last year against some really good defense, whether it was the reps he got against Michigan State there at the end or it was those reps when he rallied us against Georgia there in the bowl game. So I think he has the experience on the side. He's a little older, a little more confident, but Tommy's got the frame. He's a big kid. He's 6'4". He can run. He can throw. So I think it's just going to be whoever steps up within camp.
What about blocking for Saquon Barkley?
That's awesome. Knowing that you have a guy back there that any moment could take that thing all the way to the end zone. You want to block just that little bit longer to give him that chance to get out in open field. Once he's out there, he's hard to tackle.
What stands out to you guys as you try to bring him down?
Saquon?
Yeah.
He's got all the tools, man. He's literally got all the tools. Big enough to, put his shoulder down, and quick enough and agile to go over you or around you, as you've seen.
Hey, man. The main thing is just making sure you're taking him down, because if he does get you, juke you, or do anything to you, you're going to know about it. So my main objective.
Oh, yeah? He talks a little bit?
He don't talk much, but he's not going to say it aggressive. He's going to be more like, I did juke you. He's going to tell you. He's not going to taunt you, but he's going to tell you. And that's, to me, the same thing as time. So
all right.
We can't let that happen.
Who else? Who are the other big trash talkers on the team, as long as we've gone down this road?
Oh, my God.
We'll go against the offense.
Offense.
Even Trace will let you know, too. Nobody's too over-aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Trace will let you know he got you.
The receivers.
trying to think.
The receivers, you know how receivers are.
Sean will let you know. He goes up and grabs one of you. He's going to let you know.
Yeah.
He's going to point at you. He's going to stare you down when he walks back.
I think everybody's at that limit where it's not too much, but it's just the right amount.
I mean, that's healthy for a team, I would think, right?
Yeah, I don't think defense got any guys. And if I had to pick anyone, it's probably
Jason talks a little bit.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Jason and Mike Gesicki, they're best friends off the field, so you can imagine how they are on the field.
Okay.
They combat each other a lot.
All right. None of you guys, though?
No, we're good boys.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not a good guy. It just means
Saturdays
you're
might be a different
competitive.
story.
Guys, let's focus in a little bit on the schedule ahead this year. And look, last year we know about the Temple game was something that hadn't happened in years and years. Temple beat you guys. You've got a game against Pittsburgh. How important are those non-conference games for setting the tone for the rest of the season?
I think they're huge. I mean, having that tough schedule to start off with give us a good litmus test of where we're going to be for the season when we get back in the deeper part of the Big Ten schedule. I mean, we got Pitt in-state, Temple in-state. We're all fighting for kids, for who is the best team in Pennsylvania. So I think it's going to be big for us.
Yeah. Being from Pennsylvania, chose Penn State over them. Yeah, it is a big deal because some of those guys, they're going to want to play Penn State, and maybe some of those guys probably didn't get a Penn State offer, but they're good players at Temple or Pitt. They're going to bring their A game, and I know we're going to have to bring ours because I know I'm trying to win as most games possible this year, and this one's for all the marbles in Pennsylvania. So,
yeah, definitely. He said it. I mean, it's a big game. Either one of those games are big. I mean, just as big as the next one, but those teams are just as good as any opponent, and we're going to get the best out of every opponent, especially those guys. So we just got to be ready, strap up. It's going to be both of those games going to be very physical, and it should be fun.
I'll leave you guys with this. I've asked a lot of different groups of players this. How do you measure success? What's a good year for you?
I think this year we've got to go for it all. And I mean, if you set the bar low, you get those 7 and 6 seasons. And like I said, you probably noticed we've been talking a lot bigger than we have before in the past. And it's something Nyeem kind of brought up over the offseason. Why shouldn't we talk about it? We want to be just as good as those other teams. We should speak it to existence. Have that confidence, and we just got to translate it to Saturdays.
Yeah, I just feel like I agree with Brandon. It's just you got to want to be about it, and obviously you can work towards it. None of us won a Big Ten championship. We couldn't tell you what it takes to work like a Big Ten champion. But if you set your mind every day, hey, I want to work like a Big Ten champion, work the hardest you ever worked before, then it would take care of itself. So I feel like winning a championship is a successful season.
I think setting the bar high is where you have to go. I mean, if we set the bar for 7 and 6, then that's what we're going to go for. If we're setting the bar for undefeated in Big Ten championship, that's what you're going to work for every day. You put that rep in. Make sure this 50-yard sprint is for that Big Ten championship. And if you come up short, I mean, it's not the best, but we're working for that Big Ten championship.
Brian Gaia, Nyeem, Wartman-White, Brandon Bell. Guys, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck, and we'll see you at preseason camp not too long from now in State College.
Thank you for having us.
All right, see you.
We continue our BTN